Hello dear students. So let's talk about agriculture and types of farming. Before we proceed further, let's recap what is agriculture. So agriculture is a primary activity that includes growing crops, vegetables, fruits, flowers and rearing livestock. So we can say it is mainly connected with the extraction and production of natural resources. It could be wheat, it could be cotton, it could be any other natural resources that we produce or that we extract, which we have already discussed in our previous video. Now let's talk about different types of agriculture. So there are mainly 8 types of farming: subsistence farming, nomadic farming, shifting cultivation, intensive farming, commercial farming, mixed farming, and plantations. So let's talk about subsistence farming. What is subsistence farming? So it deals with the practice of growing crops and raising livestock sufficient only for one's own use without any surplus for trade. So here the farmers are not left with any surplus amount of crops like wheat, paddy or any other crop that they could trade. Now let's talk about the next type of farming, that is nomadic herding. So what is nomadic herding? As the term nomad, that means the person who walk or who move from place to place in search of food and shelter. So nomadic herding is that kind of farming method that involves herders and farmers traveling from place to place with their flocks of animals, and the herders also obtain wool, meat, hide and dairy products from the livestock. Another type of farming is shifting cultivation. Now, what is shifting cultivation? It is a type of farming in some tropical countries in which farmers use an area of land until it cannot be used for growing plants anymore. They move on to a new area of land. So the term shifting means that farmers leave a land after cultivation or after harvesting. So they leave that land to regain the soil fertility and they move on to a new area of land, which is called shifting cultivation. Next is intensive farming. As the term intensive used, so we can say that in this type of farming, we intensively work on the input and output of the agriculture. So let's talk about it more. This type of agriculture is basically for higher level of input and output. So the agriculture intensification and mechanization system is based on maximizing the yields from available land through heavy use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers, and that is called intensive farming, because here we are increasing the output of agriculture by introducing the input, that is pesticides and chemical fertilizers. Next type of farming is commercial farming, as the term commercial is used for sale of product. Now, what do we say here? So here crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in the market. So we can even sell the crops, we can even sell the market, sell the animals that we are rear. The area cultivated and the amount of capital used is large enough, and most of the work is done by machines, because here we need to produce large amount of crop as well as large number of animals that can be sold in the market. Next is mixed farming. Now what is mixed farming? The kind of farming where the land is used to grow food and fodder crop. So we can say this is a mixed type of crop, food and fodder, and rare animals. So this is known as mixed farming. So this type of farming is basically practiced across Asia and in countries such as India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Afghanistan, South Africa, China, Central Europe, Canada, and Russia. So this type of farming is basically, practiced to regain the soil fertility, because here we are growing different type of crops on the same field. Next is plantation. Now what is plantation? It is a kind of commercial farming that focuses on a single crop such as tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, bananas, or cotton. So this form of farming necessitates a significant amount of labor and capital. The fruits and vegetables are prepared on the farm or in adjacent companies. So the main intention of this type of farming is to commercialize farming, which can focus on a single crop production. So it could be tea or coffee or any other single crop. So I hope kids you enjoy watching and you learn different types of farming today. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.